happening? You guys are seeing my beautiful face, my beautiful little face right here. My name is Jose Trujillo. For those of you who don't know me, I rented a U-Haul today. I have to go pick up some paintings from an exhibit, and I have to do that myself. But I try to do that as early as possible in the morning, And so I went and I rented. As soon as they opened the U-Haul, I went and I was standing there and I rented my U-Haul truck so that I could be ready for the game. The trick of the game is to show up no matter what and get started early. And if you can't get started early, then it doesn't matter. Get started, but show up. What's up, amigos? That's really the trick of the game. It's a very simple game. Very, very simple game. But it does require you to show up. Many of us overcomplicate this full-time artist game. I've overcomplicated it my entire career. Too complicated. You know? I hope you guys don't mind that you're seeing my ear and not my beautiful face. Beautiful face activate. I hope you guys don't mind that, but it's just the way that things are rolling right now. I try to show up here as much as possible, especially early, and that's pretty much how it's done here. Being an artist, guys, it's not really that difficult. And what it is that you need to show up. I've been talking about this for quite some time. Showing up is the hardest part. Everything else sort of falls into place when you show up. And you show up no matter what. You're not doing great art. You're not even doing good art. You're doing some shitty ass art. And you still show up. You don't feel like it. You don't have the right materials. That's why Picasso said, when I don't have one color, I'll use another one. Why do you think he said that? Think about Picasso in his time. Paints weren't as accessible as they are today. Today you could basically just order something online and it arrives to you in a couple of, if not one day, if you're ordering off of Amazon or something. You can order something online and it arrives like that. You can just drive up to any art store. Back in the day, art stores weren't that prevalent. People think that they were, but they weren't. It was like an art store per city or something like that. It was difficult to get to it, and then it wasn't like you hop in your car and you go and it's a 5-minute drive. No, it was pretty difficult to get materials. It wasn't as easy as today. Man, I'm fucking handsome. It wasn't as easy as it's today. So showing up was, you showed up with whatever materials you had. This is why a lot of artists opted for pastels. Some people are like, well, what artists use pastels? Because it was a cheaper way of painting. It was a cheaper way of painting. And so extremely necessary for an artist who's busy. Have you heard of people selling Instagram accounts? No, I've never heard of that. Instagram accounts, selling them like they went and they created people have sold Facebook accounts, like Facebook groups. That's probably what you're talking about, if I'm not mistaken. Where they go create an audience and then they go sell that. They basically sell that audience to someone who wants to milk that audience, right? I don't necessarily like those gigs, if that's what you're referring to, because putting together an audience and engaging with them is a completely different thing. Some people put audiences together, but they never engage with them. They don't create readership. So people signed up to the audience, but they don't necessarily create readership. What I mean by this is, for example, there's people that created magazines back in the 90s. That was the trend. The trend was, I'm going to go open up a magazine. Everybody was trying to open a magazine. The magazine was very much the influencer of the 90s. You know, you had a magazine, you had a local. You guys remember that? You had a local magazine. You were the local influencer. Your magazine was around something like today. It was either health, music, or some very niche area. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that some people didn't read the magazine. People just printed the magazine, and then they made it seem like it had circulation when it didn't, you know, and then they tried to sell that magazine, and then it was like shitty. Yeah, promotion shout-outs, yeah. Those are good if you see that the promotion shout-outs, I mean, it depends, guys. It just depends. It works if you're doing like 100 of them and you're paying them consistently and persistently. It works. It does work. But they have to have likes and views and whatnot. If you get 100 of those accounts and you're paying them like every day or at least once a week, you're paying them to promote you, 100 of them, then it works. Like paid, any sort of paid stuff is fucking expensive, guys. It's not, you're not talking about a couple of dollars. Any paid advertisement is expensive because you have to do it persistently for it to start kick in. You're much better off spending 2 hours of your day doing it yourself. Just going and liking people's comments and posting and comment on other people's accounts. You're much better off doing that. Now, if your hour is worth $1,000 an hour, right, you're probably better off paying someone. Maybe even if your hour is worth $100 an hour, you're probably better off paying someone to help you. You know, I don't know, pay them whatever the living wage is per hour, and then have them do it 2-3 hours a day or 4 hours or whatever you can afford. But if your hour is not worth that high, and you're as an artist, meaning if you're not getting paid that much an hour, every hour, you're better off doing it yourself. Just do it yourself. Because it's expensive. It's expensive to go and get shout outs. It's expensive to go and get all that stuff done. It's not cheap. Any sort of paid advertisement is expensive. Anyone that tells you differently, they're lying to you. All paid advertisement is expensive. The reason why companies grow is because they have a great product. Okay? They have you can't have a shitty product. You don't need to have the best one, but you have to have a great product. You have a great product, and you have fuckloads of marketing. Those are the two. Great product plus a lot of marketing, like fuckloads of it. Trucks of marketing. And then now you have a viable thing going on. See, what most people want to do is they want to go spend, and I'm guilty of this. Everybody is, because we're trying to get lucky. Everybody's trying to go get and pay $10. I don't know, once a month to Facebook or Instagram, and thinking that that it's going to do something, and it's not. The way that this works, and I'm going to do a whole video about this. The way that this works, if you want to pay ads, is that you, of course, depending on your pockets, right? But you want to run at least 10 different $5 ads. a day. That's how this shit works. At least 10 different $5 ads a day. Or 5 $10 ads a day. That's how this works. That's how you start getting noticed and momentum and that kind of stuff. And it's a little bit. It's not even like you're getting like so much of it. You're getting a little bit. But enough to reinvest. And then make it, you know, $20 $5 or $20 $10 ads and that kind of deal. And that's pretty much how it's done. So, I'm gonna park this right here and see what happens. Fuckloads is the right word. So guys, I'm gonna return this this truck, and I'm gonna get back to the studio in a little bit. So yeah, mucho dinero. Yeah, you need a lot of movement to make something work. And if you're not doing it physically, then you're paying someone. And if you're paying someone or you're paying a group, it's not cheap, guys. It's expensive. That's why I never recommend any of that stuff. I recommend going into the market directly. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit about what I mean by that. Okay, I gotta return this truck. Take care, guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know. DM me, and take care. Bye.